This is Feed Your Mind, and in this video, we're going to discuss the disturbing origins of the Catholic churches. So, the Romans originally had executed the Messiah and persecuted many Christians, and that was for around 325 years after the execution of the Messiah. Then all of a sudden, one year, there was this ruler, this emperor, if you will. His name was Constantine, and he was said to have had a vision in the sky where he saw a cross. Now, the cross itself, if you do any research on it, you will find out that the cross is not necessarily a Christian symbol. It may be something that was introduced into Christianity by the Romans, but when you look more into it, you'll start seeing that it's very sketchy as far as if the cross should be used in Christianity. And also, the Bible itself says not to use symbols and imagery and stuff like that in worship to him. So basically, Constantine saw this cross in the sky, and he had a dream where he interacted with Jesus, allegedly. And so after that, he converted to Christianity, and he abandoned his pagan roots of sun worship. And so all before that, Rome was known for its paganism. That's pretty much what Rome was, kind of like how Egypt was said to be very pagan. So Rome was said to be very pagan, along with many other empires of that time. So all of a sudden, this Emperor Constantine had this epiphany to convert to Christianity. And so what would be the purpose of him lying about that? Well, there is some motive for that, because basically the way I see it was, like I said, if the Romans were executing and persecuting Christians for 325 years after the execution of the Messiah, well, maybe it looked like they weren't able to execute away their issue of Christianity. Especially, it looks like after the Messiah, after what happened to the Messiah in Rome, it looks like Christianity started to increase and spread even faster and to more people after they heard about what happened with his resurrection. So they couldn't contain it. So at that point, do they continue to try to execute everybody? They'd have to execute almost the entire world at that point. So it looks like there would be a motive to join Christianity instead, and to convert to Christianity in order to influence it and control it at that point. To me, that would be a solid motive. So, I mean, look, I might have to leave a poll, and maybe you guys can even discuss this in the comment section if you believe that Constantine was truly a converted Christian, or was it a secret agenda. But basically, there's more, because Constantine allegedly had this arch that he put up in recognition of himself, and also a statue. And this statue and arch is said to be positioned in a way to honor the rising of the physical sun. And also, people are saying that Constantine's statue is basically Apollo's statue, which is another sun god. And they're saying that it basically looks like he just put his face on Apollo's statue. And then when explorers had looked into the ruins of Rome, they had found that under the churches on the surface level, they found catacombs beneath the churches. And in these catacomb systems, they found that it looks like they had temples underneath the churches. So on the surface level, they're Christians and worshiping God and all that, but beneath the churches, it looks like there was a secret church and a secret temple beneath the churches where they were worshiping the sun and pagan gods. And people have looked more into this and found that this pagan god they were specifically worshiping was mostly Mithra. And so Mithra was said to be the son of the physical sun in the sky. So he was like the embodiment of the sun on earth. And there's some strange rituals associated with this Mithra character, because people are saying that this Mithra character had sacrificed a bull and worshipped its blood And so also they're saying that the Mithra cult also had a bread and wine feast, and that sounds a lot like the Last Supper. And also people are saying that this Mithra character was honored on December 25th as his birthday, and this looks to be associated with the winter solstice, because like I said, this was a sun god, so they were worshiping him. And they're also associating this with the Feast of Saturnalia, where they also were said to give presents, well, basically exchange gifts around that day, around December 25th. And it looks like they did this for around 12 days around that time. So that looks like it's definitely associated with Christmas. And now they are trying to say that December 25th is to honor Jesus. So I believe this is where it all started, because the Romans, I believe, were involved in making Christmas a day about Jesus instead of Mithras, because the Romans were said to include a lot of pagan practices into Christianity around that time. So that's why to this day, a lot of organized religions that have to do with Christianity also have a lot of remnants from the Roman Catholic times, where they included things like Valentine's Day and Easter. And to this day, a lot of organized Christian religions use these holidays as days to honor Christ and things like that. But really, it's that they included pagan holidays into organized Christianity. So a lot of people don't really look too much into this stuff. They just go by what's going on with their traditional practices. And so also with this Mithra character, it looks like people have looked at these paintings in this underground temple and found that it looks like Mithra had imagery that resembled Jesus, as Romans had depicted Christ. So the Romans made imagery of Jesus that people use to this day, and they're saying that it looks like that character might have been from this Mithra that they were worshiping, where they had this sun halo behind his head and rays emitting from it. Also, it's kind of like how the Statue of Liberty has the same thing with the crown of thorns, but it's actually like a sun god type thing going on there. And then, like I said, Constatine had this arch put up in his name, and it looks like that arch had pagan symbols on it. And then also people have found paintings of what Romans were worshiping with this Mithra guy, and they found Mithra next to Osiris, the Egyptian god. And there's also resurrection rituals associated to both Mithra and Osiris. So they also seem to have some type of eternal life thing associated with Mithra by practicing his rituals to obtain eternity and eternal life and stuff like that. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on all of this. Let me know, do you think that Constantine was truly a converted Christian, or do you think there was a hidden agenda? Because really, with the Roman Catholic Church, that's the whole reason why people to this day believe in heliocentrism, where it's basically a form of sun worship. And there's really no evidence of heliocentrism. And basically it was designed to honor the sun and put the sun at the center. So there's a lot of things going on with the Roman Catholic Church. I mean, there's all types of symbols and imagery in their religion, and a lot of it has to do with sun worship. To this day, even the calendar, the Gregorian calendar, is associated with the Roman Catholics, I believe, where Sunday is the first day of the week now, and that was to honor the sun as well. So there's a lot of hidden sun worship going on. And when the Protestants realized that there was a lot of paganism going on in the Roman Catholic Church, they separated, but they still kept some things. They didn't completely abandon everything that they were practicing. So yeah, they acknowledge, a few things that they dismissed and got rid of when the Protestants separated. But I mean, like I said, even the cross itself is very questionable, and using imagery in worship, like images of Jesus, depicting images of Jesus and all that, that's something that probably shouldn't have been done. I'm not sure, but I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on all this in the comment section. That's about it for today. So I'm going to leave some links in the comment section if you want to check out more information. Also, I'm going to leave links to my free email newsletters, my social media, my other channels, my Feed Your Mind store, and much more. If you would like to support this channel, please donate as little as $1. And you can donate to my Patreon, my YouTube membership, or my PayPal. Your support's going to help me get out much more documentary style videos, and you're going to help keep Feed Your Mind online. So thanks for tuning in. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. This has been Feed Your Mind signing off.